You may have heard the term de facto visa, or you may have Googled de facto visa Australia. You may have also heard things like spouse visa, fiance visa. What I'm going to be talking specifically about today is what's otherwise known as an Australian partner visa, and in particular, the requirements of being in a de facto relationship in order to get an Australian partner visa. So what are the requirements for showing that you're in a de facto relationship? Well, let me start off by saying that there is a very big difference when it comes to couples who are in a de facto relationship for partner visa purposes versus just being in a relationship. So that means where you and your partner might just be dating, but you don't actually meet the requirements of a de facto couple. Not only do you and your partner need to demonstrate that you are in a de facto relationship, it is critical that you can demonstrate that your de facto relationship has actually existed for 12 months before the application is lodged. There are some exceptions to this rule, which I will very briefly talk about. So there is an exception where you are able to register a relationship certificate in a particular state or territory in Australia, or if there are compelling and compassionate reasons that exist. But for most couples, it is going to be really important to show that not only your relationship has existed for 12 months before the application is lodged, but your de facto relationship has existed for 12 months before you lodge your partner visa. What is the legal definition for being in a de facto relationship? Well, the Migration Act has a definition of what de facto constitutes. Basically, you and your partner need to demonstrate that you are in a genuine and continuing relationship, that you're not married to each other, you're not related by being family, and that you're living together or you're not living apart on a permanent basis. What evidence do you need to demonstrate that you're in a de facto relationship? Well, apart from needing to demonstrate that your de facto relationship has existed for 12 months before you lodge, there are certain criteria that immigration will assess your relationship against. I've done blogs on all of these 4 particular categories which I'm about to talk about, so please feel free to go back and watch some other blogs. But essentially, immigration is going to look at what they call the 4 pillars of relationship. So they look at your financial aspects, the nature of your household, the social aspects of your relationship, and the nature of your commitment to each other. So it's really important that you are familiar with all 4 of these pillars before you go on to lodge a partner visa. What if you don't have 12 months of being in a de facto relationship? Well, this is often the make or break for couples because you may not be eligible for a partner visa if you and your partner are just dating and you don't have that level of commitment that's required for a partner visa. I briefly spoke before about the exceptions to the 12-month rule, so either having a relationship certificate or compelling and compassionate circumstances. Essentially, if you don't have 12 months being in a de facto relationship, the first step for you is to get immigration advice, or you may want to rethink your strategy altogether in terms of a partner visa. But it is really important to understand how immigration looks at that 12-month rule and what the exceptions are there. But again, if you and your partner are just dating, you're not living together, you may not have intertwined your lives in a way that immigration expects, then maybe the partner visa is not the right fit for you at this stage in your lives. We would have been in a relationship for just 12 months after the visa's lodged. So this is quite a common comment that I get from couples, is that we're so close to being in a de facto relationship for 12 months, but we're not quite there yet. Again, I can't stress the importance of meeting the criteria at the time of application enough. So there are certain criteria you do need to meet at time of application and some type of criteria you need to meet at time of decision. Demonstrating that you are in a de facto relationship is a time of application criteria. So if you're at that 11-month mark and you can't register a relationship certificate, then lodging your application is going to be really, really risky. What if we don't live together? So this is another really common question that comes up. And contrary to what a lot of advice is out there around living arrangements, you don't actually need to be living together when you lodge a partner visa. So you can actually lodge a partner visa if you still meet that 12-month de facto rule when you lodge the application. Some couples may not be living together for various reasons, for example, for religious or cultural reasons, or perhaps the applicant is in a different country and the sponsor is in Australia, so they've not had the opportunity to live together on a permanent basis. But going back to the definition of a de facto relationship in the Migration Act, you do need to demonstrate that you're not living apart on a permanent basis. So where to from here? It can be a lot to unpack the definition of a de facto relationship, and remember that partner visas are very subjective. So although you've got the legislation and you've got the policy, at the end of the day, everyone's relationship is going to look different. This is why it's really important to get tailored advice and see whether you meet the requirements. At the Partner Visa Academy, we're very big advocates for couples DIYing their partner visas where it's safe to do so. So if you're on your partner visa journey and you need a little bit of assistance, feel free to reach out to me and we can see whether we can help you along with your application. Please note that this blog is intended for general information only and does not constitute immigration advice. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button and head on over to thepartnervisaacademy.com.au. I'll see you in the next video.